Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And so we are continuing our squares from my 1987 leaflet called 63 Easy-To-Crochet Pattern Stitches combined to make an Heirloom Afghan. And today we are going to do square number 53, and it's called the Crossed Puff Stitch. So let's get started crocheting the square up. We are first of all going to chain 25. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In the second chain from the hook, you are going to single crochet in there. And we are going to single crochet in every stitch across. And by the end of this row, you should have 24 single crochets across there. Alright, 3 more stitches. And there we go. We've got a row of single crochets, 24 stitches. Chain 3 and turn. Now this chain 3 is a double crochet. We this stitch, this chain 3 comes out of this first stitch, so we're not going to do anything with that. We're going to skip the next one, and we're going to wrap our hook and go down into the third stitch, and we're going to do this 4 times. We're making a puff stitch. So there's 2, 3, and 4. Now you should have 9 loops on your hook after that. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. And now you're just going to go through all of those loops, and then you're going to chain 1. Now we're doing a cross puff stitch. So now we're going to go back to that first or that second stitch that we skipped. And we're just going to do the puff stitch. Uh-oh. Go in there 4 times doing the puff. And again, you should have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Okay, go through all of them and chain 1. And there is your crossed puff stitch. Okay. Alright, so you're going to do that. You're going to skip the next one. And we're going to go into the next one and do our puff. make our puff stitch, chain 1. Alright, now I'm going to go back here to the other one and do the crossed one. And one more time. Let me go down in there 4 times. And there's another crossed puff stitch. This is supposed to be the front of your work, the other side. Alright. And how you could do that so that you know that is the front of your work, we're just going to take and put a stitch marker around this puff stitch. That way I know that's the front. Alright, so now you're going to do that all the way across. Let's do one more together. We are going to skip the next one and do a puff stitch in the next one. And then we're going to chain 1. And then go back to go back to that stitch that we skipped and do a puff stitch. And chain 1. And so the other side looks like this. That's pretty cool looking. Alright, so we're going to do that all the way across. I'm going to meet you at the end of this row to show you what to do at the end. Okay? We'll see you then. Okay, so I've got 3 stitches left, and I need to make one more cross puff stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then cross it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 1 stitch left, and you're just going to double crochet in there in that last stitch. And then here we go. That's what it looks like. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like we got 11 puff stitches. Cross puff stitches. Yes. That's what we're supposed to have. Alright, so now we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're just going to single crochet in every stitch. So at the top of your puff stitch, you're only going to put 1 single crochet at the top of each of those. And by the time that you get done with this, so that you know you did this right, you should be back to 24 stitches. So just go to the top of each puff stitch and put a single crochet in that. It's easy to do those chain one spaces, so be very careful not to do those. Those chain ones only lock down your puff stitches. So in the top of this chain 3, we've got to make sure that you put a single crochet in there as well. Okay. So this is the front of our work, and this is what it should look like. We need, this is the 3rd row, right? So you need 4 and 5. So 3, 4, and 5 are single crochets. And you need 2 more rows of single crochets. And then you're going to repeat the puff stitch and the 3 rows of single crochets until your work is, well, let's see how many inches we've got on this. It looks like this is going to be a 9-inch square. So I'm going to keep going until mine measures. You want to make a perfect square. So so that is what we're doing, and I will see you when the square is finished. Okay, so here it was 8 inches. 8 inches this way and 8 inches this way. I finished this off because this started with 1 row of single crochets. I finished it off with 1 row of single crochets because that makes it look uniform. So there's the 3 rows of single crochets in between. Isn't that cool? I love that. It's so neat. And I have been learning so much just by doing these squares. So I'm learning right along with you guys, and I really am enjoying them. Okay, so now we need to do the border. I'm going to cut this off short so I can tie on my border color, which is the off-white that I've been using. Take out a few stitches so that I can do my magic knot. That way I don't have very many tails to sew in. Alright. I try to avoid tails like the plague because I do not like sewing them in. Anyway, here we're going to put these two single crochets back in here, and then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now this is going to be the front, but we will turn back around when we finish up the border. Alright, so in the first single crochet, you're going to put 2 single crochets in there. Okay, and now we're just going to put a single crochet in every stitch. Across until you get to the corner. So 20, we had 24 stitches, so 22 is our magic number on this square. And now we're going to, in this last one, we're going to put 2 single crochets, chain 2, and 2 single crochets. So we could turn the corner. And why I say that 22 is the magic number is in between the corners, there's 22 stitches. Okay? I'm not counting the corners, mind you. But there's 22 stitches in between the corners. So I'm going to figure out how many. Let me see. There was 1, 2, 3. So let's see, 2. Say I put 2 there. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, well, looks like it's gonna work out just fine. So in around this, I think it's a chain 3 or a double crochet, we're gonna put 2, and then each one of these 3 rows we're gonna put 1. So there is 5, and then we're putting 2. So there's 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then I'm going to skip over this one and put 2 in this one. Oh no, that was 19, wasn't it? Never mind. This is 20 here, and then 21 and 22 here. And then we are back to the corner. So here we're going to put 2 single crochets, chain 2, and 2 single crochets. Okay, so you're going to repeat that and finish up the square all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so I'm all the way around there, and I put the 2 single crochets in this stitch to make this corner, and now I'm going to half double crochet into the first single crochet that I made to make that corner. Now, we need to put stitch markers into the corners. And we are going to chain 1 and return our work. So we are back because I put this blue stitch marker on the front, knowing this is my front side. All right. So we've got the corner. The first stitch, we're going to put a slip stitch in the front loop only. So those of you that have been making these squares with me, you guys know what I'm about to do. So we're putting a slip stitch in the front loop only, and when you get to the corners, you're going to skip over the corners, which is the reason why we put the stitch markers in there, because once you skip over those corners seem to hide. But the stitch markers will bring them right back out for us. So we are slip stitching in the front loop only. And we're doing this, you know, not too loose, not too tight, just right. If you think that your slip stitches are too tight, go up a hook size. If you think your slip stitches are too loose, then go down a hook size. Okay, so this is the last stitch before the corner, and I'm just going to skip over the corner and go to the next stitch right after the corner, which is right here. And we're just going to keep going all the way around like that. I will see you at the end of this round. Okay, so we are at the beginning, and I am just going to slip stitch into that first slip stitch that I made. Okay, and now you're going to push these slip stitches down so you could see the back loops only. And the back loops we did not work in, so they should be there. We are going to put single crochets in those back loops. Alright, now when you get to this, where you get to the corner, you're going to pull it up and put your hook in there. You can take that stitch marker out, and in the corner we're going to put 3 single crochets in there, and then continue with the back loops. And you're going to do this all the way around. I'm actually going to take this stitch marker out too, because we are on the front side, and now because of this edge we know this is the front side. So I'm going to finish mine, and I'll let you finish yours, and we'll see you after it's done. Okay, so here is our finished square, and I really like this one. Well, there's a lot of them I like, but this is so neat, and because of the texture, I love the texture. As you guys will all well know, I'm all about texture. So anyway, I hope you guys had just as much fun making the square as I did. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.